Okay, so hello everybody. I am Emily and I'm presenting time management today. So to start off, I want to have anybody here who's ever pulled an all-nighter for school to stand up. You're going to be singled out. Wow, this is actually more than I expected. I was like, what if nobody stands up? Okay, so of those standing up, sorry, you're going to stay standing. I want to ask this, and any of you can answer. Why did you need to pull the all-nighter? What was it for? Like a test, a big project? Anybody? Test? Project.
Mine's been like multiple things for different classes, like a bunch of different things for a bunch of different classes. We're trying to
Like just all schoolwork,
finals
like,
weeks and
yeah,
stuff.
finals
Yeah.
week? Okay, okay. So on those things that you stayed up for, did you get a good grade or a grade that you were happy with? Yes? Everybody's pretty happy? So-so? Okay.
Yeah, you can't do it like 3 times and then
There's a limit. Okay, so would you do it again, or would you do this pattern again? Would you recommend it? Raise your hand if you recommend it. Okay, so nobody really recommends it, but a lot of us have done it. And was it a wise use of your time?
Yeah, in order to get a good
I can see it both ways because, you know, you're thinking, oh, I'm crunched for time. I'll just do this one horrible night and, you know, and then I'm on my way. So everybody can sit down. Thank you for answering the questions. That was our little icebreaker. But I was thinking about that and I did a little bit of research. It's not what my presentation's on, so I didn't want to go deep into it, but we all know lack of sleep has definite effects on our body physically and especially on our cognitive functions in our brain. And what sleep is going to do, it's going to help with memory consolidation. So those things that you study is actually going to move those to a different part of your brain so you can remember them better later. So that's something super important for sleep, you know, pulling an all-nighter. It might get you through it, but if you ever want to remember that stuff, probably gone. It never got consolidated to the right place. So that was icebreaker. So for our first activity, got the tape lined up here. I'm going to pass out, we'll just kind of split these, maybe pass them around the room. Each take 2 of these sheets and then just have like a, probably have to share, so I'll just pass around a few markers because we're going to be writing a couple of statements about time. This goes around. So, and I want you writing in the markers because you'll be able to see them a little bit better because we're going to tape them up here. So you're going to write kind of big so you can kind of read them. So the first one is, if I had more time, I would. So you're going to write that on one of your sheets. So think about, and you don't have to write the sentence, just write, you know, the activity, what you would do if you had more time. And then I waste time when and then write that on your other piece of paper. So whatever those activities might be. And just write it kind of big. So I didn't plan on this room, so we were going to tape the one up on that side and the other up on this side. So I don't know if we can tape on the wall. Yeah, so we'll tape on the wall.
So the one is for the first question, the other one's for the second?
Yes, yeah. So 2 separate ones. So I'll just give you a couple minutes.
Or you want 1?
Yeah, 1 for each. Make that better. Don't think too hard about it. Just put whatever comes to your mind first.
You're going to still put it there now?
No, I'll wait for everyone. Most of us are ready. Okay, so first, we'll just kind of just go around the room. So if we could start with Bree, you'll come up, share both of them, bring up both of them. So if I had more time, I would, and say what you do, and we'll put that one on that side of the board. And then I waste the time, the waste will go over here. So just read them or tell us both and then take them.
So if I had more time, I would cook more meals at home. And then I waste time when I watch TV.
Okay. So if I had more time, I'd get more done. I waste time when I procrastinate.
Well, I wrote the whole sentence down, so.
That's totally.
I said if I had more time, I would make dinner more often, and I waste time when I play Candy Crush. I'm addicted.
Candy Crush?
It's a little game on Facebook.
Oh, it's an online.
Okay, and I put, if I have more time, I'd play outside, and I waste time when I watch TV.
I thought we did if you watch TV.
Okay, I said if I had more time, I would visit people that I need to go visit. And I waste time when I Facebook.
Do you play Candy Crush too?
No, somebody was trying to invite me to do that.
Don't do it.
Yeah, let's go across this
I
way.
can leave.
If I had more time, I'd read books I want to read. I waste time when I get on the internet, so I just get distracted.
If I had more time, I would accomplish more tasks. And I waste time when I procrastinate. So we have another procrastinate.
Okay, then let's go back to your
Okay, so if I had more time, I would exercise more. And I waste time when I take naps. Even a little power nap?
Yes.
3-hour naps.
I'm kind of the opposite. If I had more time, I would sleep more. Like I don't need to sleep. But I waste time when I'm on any social networking site, for sure.
So, if I had more time, I would exercise more, and I waste time when I either watch like the NBA or MLB, but it's only like half hour.
Justify.
Can't exercise. I get too into it.
If I had more time, I would clean my house from top to bottom. It like rotates. One area gets messy and then the next area is fine. And I would organize, de-junk, play with my family, read, and cook. I had more, lots more. So I waste time going back and forth. Like I'll take the baseball mitts and then I'll move them. When I could have grabbed like 3 other things that can go in that area. So I go back and forth a lot, and I burn more calories.
Okay.
And then I waste time when I don't have like lists. If I don't make lists, then I don't, nothing gets done. So.
Is this?
That's the waste.
Oh. I still think of you like that ever since that presentation.
Okay, so if I had more time, I'd go on vacation, and I will be soon. And I waste time on Facebook, and it's not for the reasons that probably all of you waste time. I just think it's a big waste of time. I don't know. I don't get it.
So, mine's kind of general, but if I had more time, I would relax and play, because I just want that so much. So, let your mind wander. And then, and so pretty much what everybody else said, if I do waste time, if I get on Facebook, I like to get on KSL and I have to look at all the stories and classify, it's ridiculous. And then, so, that's
So if I had more time, I said I would ride horses more. Oh, because our horses are far away, so it's time consuming to have to actually go out and get them. And then I waste time by surfing the internet. Chantel and I were just saying, both of us when we first got to class, we were both sitting on KSL. Okay. So mine can go either way depending on it, but if I had more time, I would get the amount of sleep I'm supposed to get. And I feel like I waste time when I'm always at work or I'm always at school not doing what I want to do. Okay, so let's start with the back.
If I had more time, I would read, be more active, and make more money. And I waste time when I watch TV and use Facebook.
Okay, is this your waste? Okay.
I folded the sheets.
If I had more time, I would travel. And I waste time when I'm stuck in traffic. Oh, the biggest pet peeve.
Where around here do you get stuck in traffic?
I have to go to Salt Lake for my job sometimes, so then I get stuck in traffic. Not really.
Highway 89 is bad. You get stuck in
Yes.
slow drivers. And then they won't move over.
Yeah.
Irritating. So if I have more time and spend more time with my family, I feel like I waste time when I don't have any day planned out.
Okay, if I had more time, I would exercise more. And then I waste time when I don't want to study, so it just takes me back. I could study, or I could watch TV. So I'm doing that for
Alright, if I had more time, I would play or with my kids and just chill. That would be fun. And I waste time when I worry. I feel like I just worry and I think I'm just wasting all this time worrying. Just do something.
You just sit there thinking, worrying?
Do you ever do that?
If I had more time, I'd play more. Still waiting for white sand, palm trees, and blue water,
I'm getting better.
and surfing the net. When I'm thinking about, as far as wasting, like you said, supposed to be doing homework, all of a sudden, off looking at something else.
Okay, so thank you everybody for doing are little finishing their sentences, and mine, I won't write it up, but mine is if I had more time, I would exercise more, and I waste time on Facebook as well, or just internet. You just kind of get on there and who knows where you go. So I wanted to have these up here kind of visually, you know, so we could have a visual representation of the things that we wish we could do and the things that we maybe do that we wish we did less of. So hopefully throughout today, talking about time management, we'll be able to figure out ways to do these things that we really want to, and you know, prioritize them, and maybe do less of this, and just find a good balance in our life. So with our next activity, some people actually mentioned it over here. A couple, procrastinate. What we're going to do is take a quiz. Well, I won't call it a quiz. A questionnaire. How's that sound? A questionnaire about procrastination. So I'll split these up and pass that out. Okay, so I will, as they're kind of passing them out, I'll read the things, and you're going to do 1 for never, 2 occasionally, 3 often, and 4 always. So kind of just put your gut, you know, instinct of when the sentence, you know, which applies to you the most. So number 1 is I feel I have to cram before an exam. Do you need more? Are there more on the other side? Yes. I was just saying, I hope I printed enough. Thank you. So number 2 is my homework is turned in on time. Number 3, I think I get enough sleep. Number 4, we already talked about. I pull all-nighters before midterms and finals. Number 5, I plan activities with friends or family for a couple nights a week and spend the amount of time with them that I planned. Number 6, when I'm working on a paper, I put off writing until a few days before it's due. Number 7, I cancel social activities because I feel I don't have enough time. Number 8, I get my papers in on time. Number 9, I find myself making a lot of excuses to my instructors about why my work isn't done. Number 10, I feel comfortable about how I use my time now. Number 11, I feel that something is hanging over my head, that I'll never have enough time to do the work assigned. So this kind of goes with worrying. And number 12, I feel tired. I'll give you just a couple more seconds in case you have to think about any of those. Okay, so now here's the math part. I did this presentation for my mom, and she was like, I don't be able to add these up, because you have to add certain numbers. I was like, Mom, we're college students. So, yeah, she was cute. So, score A, you're going to add up questions 1, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, and 12. I know, that's why I put it up here, so you can see it. And then score B, you're going to add up the remaining ones. So I'll give you a minute to add those up. Okay, does anybody need more time? Okay. worst if you do. Okay, so our score A, if your score A is greater than score B, you procrastinate most of the time. So if the raise a hand, who had a score A that was higher? Don't be ashamed. Okay, that's okay. Want to be honest. And then obviously score A is less than score B. You manage your time pretty well. No one's perfect.
What if you got 50-50? That's what I
think it
means.
Okay, you know what? I had it on the slide and I thought nobody's gonna get that, so I took it off. But if your scores are equal, that just means you're pretty much, you flip-flop, you know? Sometimes you're more procrastinator, sometimes you manage your time excellent. You kind of know how, but then, you know, you kind of, you follow them, you really do follow the middle. That's so funny. I took that off. Okay, so when I took this quiz, not to brag or anything, but I did fall under the managed time well. But I think even if you fell there, because I know some of our class did as well, there's always things we can do to be better. You know, there's these wastes that we do that we can figure out ways how to manage our time better. So just because you maybe have this one doesn't mean you're perfect. Although we all like to think we are. So our next activity, we're going to kind of learn about setting goals, and procrastination. Goal setting is a great way to kind of get over procrastination, and we know with procrastination, a lot of people can feel stress. You know, you kind of got the thing, I heard worry earlier, you know, you worry, it's in the back of your mind, and then you procrastinate, and it kind of becomes this cycle, and then physically you're, you know, having symptoms, and it can kind of just spiral. So next, I'm going to do SMART goals. Has anyone heard of SMART goals before? Probably. Yeah. Okay. I figured maybe a lot of us have. So SMART goals. It's an acronym that each letter stands for something, and we're actually going to break into groups, learn about each letter, and then set a goal as a group. I'll give you an example of a bad goal, and then you're going to make it better. You're going to make it SMART, basically. So SMART goals, though, they really do help improve achievement and success in whatever you're working towards. And they're great because they clarify exactly what's expected, so you can achieve your goal. It's not vague, you know, just like, oh, I just want to run a marathon. Well, how? What are you going to do? You know, anybody who's done that knows you have to have a training program, nutrition, exercise, all of those things leading up to it. So SMART goals, we're going to talk about them in the groups. So I'm leaving the acronym mystery for right now on purpose. So they're used for time management and, like I said, stress reduction. So SMART, we're going to break into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. So we've got, how many tables? 1, 2, 3, 4. I was thrown off because we're in the other room. So, well, let's just count off so we can mix everybody up. I think that'll be fun. So I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Okay. So each group is going to have a letter of SMART. So the S, the M, the A, the R, the T. And you're going to have a little paper. I'll give to the group that's going to tell you what the letter is and what it stands for. And then you're going to have a goal listed on your paper that is not really specific or whatever. It's not a good goal. And then you're going to rewrite that goal as a group that's better. And then we'll all come together as have a representative come up and share your letter, and then share your bad goal and your good goal. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's have 1s by Bree, and then how are we going to move these tables? We'll kind of move the tables. 2s here, 3s here, 4s here, and then 5s in the back.
Okay, what'd you score?
1.
Okay, so we're gonna take about 3 minutes to do this. So read your paper really quickly.
What's our letter, or do we?
It's on your paper.
Oh.
So read it together and then rewrite your goals.
But define well enough so that you can remove them. So I'm not unusual exercise 4 hours every day. So what should we maybe like I would have an hour, like 45 minutes or 4 days.
Yeah, so I'll have 2 chapters.
Dependent on how often you
Yeah.
do.
We need to change the rules so that
Like intro Monday, Monday, Wednesday.
in a way that makes it valid.
You don't have to
Yeah.
Which would take that.
You have
Like a chapter, like those things were said. Oh,
Okay, another 30 seconds.
Tonight, it's like, like a half of one.
Pick your leader.
How'd you like the concert the other night?
Oh, it was yeah, it was. It was in the summer.
It's had a few drinks in me last night.
Okay, does anybody need more time? You guys good? You're good at a stopping point? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna start with the S. So which team has S? Okay, so someone could stand up and read what the letter is, tell us what the S is,
Oh,
and then, yeah.
okay, so the
Or you
S-
can summarize, you don't have to read the whole thing, but just,
Okay, so
What
the
is it?
S is specific, and for the vague one, she just put read my entire textbook. And so for our goal, we said, I will read 10 pages of my textbook each night in my designated quiet room because I need to have it finished by the end of the semester. So that we incorporated the who, what, where, and why.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. M.
We were M,
Okay.
and it stands for measurable. And the goals need to be quantifiable and measured in a way that leaves no doubt the goal has been achieved. And the not measurable one was study for my chemistry exam, and so we put, I'll have 2 chapters studied by tonight at 10 p.m.
Perfect. Okay. A.
A is attainable. It says goals should be achievable. They should stretch you slightly so you feel challenged, but defined well enough so that you can achieve them. So our not attainable goal was exercise 4 hours every day, and our attainable goal is exercise 45 minutes, 4 to 5 times per week.
They are. You guys had R. Relevant. Okay, Sue's nominated.
Okay. Okay, relevant, the goals are aligned with current tasks and projects and focus on one defined area. So it's not relevant if you have a friend who wants to eat more healthily her goal is to go on long walks every day. Relevant would be that she would plan, she would make a menu, a list. She would eat first before she went grocery shopping. She would have a food diary and then a healthy eating pattern, and then she would eat real food and not processed, and whole foods and fruits and vegetables, and she would follow a strict routine when going to the grocery store every week. And she would set that pattern up, and she would make that relevant in her life.
Thank you. Okay, our last group.
Ours is T. Family. And so it says, goal objectives should identify milestones and a target date, creating a sense of urgency. And so our scenario was you have a 5-page paper that is due in 1 week, and your goal is to start the paper tomorrow. So we broke the paper into sections and said we'd have the intro done by Monday, the body by Wednesday, the conclusion done by Friday, and then we could revise the whole thing over the weekend. So it'll be ready in a week.
Perfect. Okay, so thank you everybody for teaching each other about SMART goals. I think these goals are really, or these words are really helpful in when you are setting your goals, because it is so easy to just be like, yeah, I'm going to get my paper done by the due date. And then suddenly you're at the night before and you're still scrambling for a topic or something like that. So it really helps to use these to gear your goals towards what you need. And I know though that you guys are all college students, so I think you're probably one of the best people in managing time, because everybody is so busy. You have, work and school and family, and you have to fit it in, and so you're kind of forced to be good time managers. But like I said, I think we can all improve in our time. And I'd just like to thank you for your attention today. And are there any questions before I pass the time out? Yes?
Are there any good books on time management? Like, good
No,
books not to waste
I didn't
time?
look at any books. I have some references on my handout.
Is
But
there anybody
if I could ask anybody in the class if they had any good books on time management that they came across. I bet Mike has some. He's kind of tight lipped.
Yeah, I know. If you want, I'll talk to you afterwards.
Okay, he will get you a list. Okay, so thank you everybody for your attention.